Okay.
Cool. I'm ready.
All right. Let's get us started.
Are you?
Huh?
Can you do the welcome to make me part?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh, wait. I just remembered something. Okay, do you want to get started for real?
Yes.
Hello and welcome to Make Me, the podcast where Julia and I force each other to do the things that we couldn't be bothered to do ourselves. I am Jordan.
And I am Julia.
Hi, Julia.
Hi, Jordan. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm loving the season. I'm loving
Yeah.
the spooky feeling. And I'm feeling good. How about you?
I feel the same way. We bought a pumpkin. It's on our porch. I bought a bunch of small gourds to put on our kitchen table. Feeling good, except for today's hot. So figure that out. Weather.
It's a little warm here, but I wouldn't say hot. I did put on like a really cute fall outfit though to walk squid with like a flannel and then like an over sweatshirt and
Ooh.
some jeans, and then I walk outside and it was like 70 and I just had to come back in and like put on shorts and a t-shirt.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah. Are you gonna carve your pumpkins?
I don't know. We only have one pumpkin. Yeah, we should carve it. You guys carve pumpkins. I saw on Instagram.
Yeah, we did. I made a little UFO. I made a UFO last year, but I hated it, so I had to redeem myself.
I guess I should brainstorm what to carve into my pumpkin. It's gonna be something asinine.
Yeah.
Like a foot.
Just a foot. A foot and then the word foot.
Yeah. just the word foot.
Wait, please do that now.
Okay, I will. Stay tuned, everyone.
Well, I don't have any logistics other than last episode was so much fun.
Yes.
Our first guest, Rebecca Ness, was amazing.
Yeah, it was so fun. I know she's our first guest, but I do feel like we should have her on as a recurring. Maybe every guest we have will be recurring, and then we'll just have like 3 guests on rotation.
Honestly, I love that idea. And we're really excited to have more guests. I think that it was a lot of fun, and I think that it's something that we're open to.
We're open to it. DM us if you want a guest.
Yeah.
And we'll probably say no.
Should we get started in the podcast then?
Let's get started.
Okay, Julia. I think that it's your turn to go first this week because...
Okay. Who knows?
No, wait. You did host first.
Yeah, I did.
So it is my turn first.
Okay,
I'm so
you go
sorry.
first. I was ready to give my Oscar-worthy speech about slime, but I can hold off until after break.
I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to be fair to me.
Yes. I was telling Jordan before the podcast that I have no idea what I gave him to do, which I was thinking like we talk so much on microphone now that it's basically in one ear and out the other. And by the time I walk away from my desk after recording, I have no idea what we talked about.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but like after like an hour and a half of like just straight up talking, I can't take anymore. And that last 5 minutes is like me getting ready to like relax for a second. So I'm like, okay, yeah, awesome. That sounds great. Like, let's go.
Meanwhile, you agreed to like hassle IKEA and take a shower with your clothes on.
I've also said things I don't remember. But anyway, I'm sure people don't really care about that. Okay. Do you remember what you gave? You so you don't remember at all what you gave me?
I do remember. I remember now. I gave you the challenge of inventing a utensil.
Yes, I did have to invent a utensil. And the moment that you gave it to me, I don't know. I've never had this kind of reaction before for any of the Make Me's, but I had a very clear idea the moment that you gave it to me what this utensil was going to be. And I don't know how that happened, but I'm just a prodigy, I guess.
You're a utensil designer. That's your new profession.
So before I jump into a little history, which is kind of like long for this topic, what is your understanding of utensils?
So I use them every day when I eat. But the reason I like gave you this make me is because I was eating a lot with chopsticks, and I was thinking about chopsticks as a concept and how it's interesting that we don't have other specific utensils like for cuisines.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was trying to think about it more, and the only other utensil that I have that's like non-traditional is this thing called the Vermont cook stick, which kind of looks like a field hockey stick where it's not like a full L shape. It just kind of like knobbed off at the end.
Uh-huh.
And I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. My aunt gave it to me as a joke because she was like heard all of this hullabaloo about it and then bought one and was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And now like everyone in our family has one and uses it all the time.
Wait, I think I remember that when I came and visited you. Isn't it for like
Yeah.
so you can scrape the bottom edges of like a pot or something like that?
Yeah, it's just like it's like literally if you walked outside and got a stick to stir your soup instead of a spoon.
Interesting.
But it's great.
Are they
So that's
expensive?
I think they're like $12, which is stupid for like
For
a
a
stick.
stick?
Yeah. But that's my relationship with utensils. I use them all the time, love them, always looking for new, interesting ways to eat my food.
Well, perfect, because coming up, I have something for you. So a brief history of utensils. My segment will be brief, but I did not realize how far back the idea of utensils, not the idea of utensils, but when things started happening and how kind of political utensils were.
Oh, what?
So in the Stone Ages, which is 500,000 to around 12,000 BC, utensils, if you could call them that, were just like simple stones for like cutting fruit and meat, and like there were hollowed out shells and wood as like that acted like spoons and ladles.
Okay.
So then around 12,000 to 3,000 BC in the Neolithic times, which is also sometimes called the New Stone area, pottery made cooking and food storage easier.
Right.
So we're getting up there with our food supplies.
Right. It was like things from nature and then things made from things from nature.
Yep, exactly. And then around 3000 BC, that was the first occurrence of chopsticks that were seen in ancient China. So those
3,000 BC?
3000 BC.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And then in 3000 BC to around 400 AD, which is the Bronze Age, weapons and other objects were starting to be manufactured with bronze and copper.
Right.
And only the wealthy people got knives and spoons that were made of metal.
Right, and they had like one set probably.
Yeah, exactly.
When was the Bronze Age? Like when I think back at these eras of time, I think of human beings as like not being how we see human beings today until like 500 AD.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm trying to think like why they were even called the Bronze Age. You know what I mean? Like, was it because like obviously they started making things out of bronze? Maybe you know.
Yeah,
the answer
that's
to
why
this.
it was called the Bronze Age.
Okay.
Is because they started manufacturing. It's like when you think about like the progression of man, there's huge milestones in like our technology.
Right.
So Stone Age is stones everywhere.
Yeah.
We have the Bronze Age where we're like starting to manufacture things. We have more like advanced technology.
Interesting.
And then, it progressed from there. There's a bunch of other ones.
Yeah. So then from around 206 BC and then to around 220 AD, the Chinese Han Dynasty, the court members began using chopsticks. So I think in the 3000 BC was like the first occurrence, but around this time, it was finally being used by like royalty, very parallel to the Bronze Age where like only the rich people were using like metal utensils.
Yeah.
So then, around the 6th to 10th century, that's medieval Europe. Knives were the only used utensil.
What?
Which I was like, what happened to the spoon? Because like even in like the Stone Ages, we had spoons, but it was the only one they used, and it was like a symbol of wealth. And this is what I was saying.
What?
Like, I didn't realize how political utensils had been because like the knives were like a symbol of like having money, and that like poor people only ate with their hands.
That's nuts because like we learned from the Stone Age that you can use a utensil that isn't metal.
Right, exactly.
And you could like find one.
Right, like a shell.
Yeah.
So then in the 11th century, a Greek princess who, when I found this timeline, their name wasn't named, but the Italian man that she had married was named, and I was like, clearly she's more important than this guy is in this
Yeah,
whole
fuck
timeline.
that.
Why wouldn't you name him? So I didn't name him here because I don't think he deserves it.
Yeah, fuck
Um,
him.
she brought the first recorded fork to Europe,
Wow.
which I thought
So
Greece
she
was in
invented
Europe, but
it?
I see that's the other thing is I don't know like if they had them in Greece, which is also in Europe, so I don't understand how it went
Yeah,
from like
what?
Greece to Europe. I don't know, but I think it was like because it traveled to Italy. I don't know. I'm not a fork historian. Where it came
You're
from?
not?
No, I'm not. Not
Wait,
yet.
the story of her not being named reminds me there's a famous slave poet, Phyllis Wheatley. She is buried in Boston in a graveyard, but you go on this tour, like there's the Freedom Trail, which like gives you a bunch of stops around the city of like American history, and you stop at one cemetery and they show you on a map where her slave owner was buried, and they give like his name and they say like this is Phyllis Wheatley, slave owner. Her gravestone is in this other cemetery that you'll see on the trail later. We go to the other cemetery and they won't tell you where her headstone is, and it's like unmarked,
Oh my God, that's
even though
so
you know
messed
it's
up.
there. Isn't that fucked up?
Also, the whole reason that they're even like quote unquote famous, whatever, or they have any kind
Yes.
of historical recognition, is because of
Of
her.
her poetry, yeah.
That's so messed up.
I
I
was
think that
pissed.
there should be like a petition about that to like get
Yeah,
that
maybe I
marker
should start
removed.
that.
You should, honestly. I'd sign it. So then fast forward a tiny bit. 1368 to 1644, chopsticks grew in popularity in China. So I think in
Yeah,
the 1600s we've got chopsticks. Those are like fully realized.
cool.
Then in 1533, Catherine de Medicis, she's Italian, brought spoons to France that spread throughout Europe.
Okay.
So we got the spoon back. We had spoons and knives. Then we somehow lost spoons along the way. Then a woman traveled from Greece to Europe, quote unquote, and brought the fork with her. And now we have another woman who brought spoons to France, and they became popular. So then I skipped a bunch because it just seems like there's a lot of like trading of these utensils.
Yeah.
So like then certain places started using spoons, and the people that weren't using spoons started using forks too. And I think knives were always a thing. And I think that there was like so many different iterations of forks and spoons and all this kind of stuff that like it became kind of like an art form kind of
Yeah.
thing. And like everyone's trying to be like the fanciest, newest thing.
What I've learned from this is that women have brought all of humanity forward.
Yeah.
It's all because of women.
So then in the earliest 19th century, the US finally adopted the fork.
Only the 19th century?
after 400 years of it like being in Europe, it finally came 300
That's
years. But
that's
whatever.
nuts. That means that the settlers that came to America didn't have utensils, didn't have forks,
No.
but they had spoons and knives.
Yeah, I guess.
Wow.
And then I guess England was intrigued by like weird utensils. They like all the new stuff. I don't know. And then in in the 1920s, stainless steel made utensils easier to produce, which is
Right.
where we have them now.
Right, because you could just cast them and make them in mass.
Yeah.
That's in the 20s. That's crazy.
I didn't, as I was saying, I didn't realize how long it was because it seems like now that we have utensils, like what else would we use, you know?
Right.
Like,
And also, like, they're so ubiquitous. We have like plastic ones now. You can assume every restaurant you go to has them and that they look a certain way. And
yeah, exactly. And I was gonna say something.
did you find that there were other utensils that were like in and out of this fad and just the fork, spoon, knife, chopsticks remained?
So I did look up weird ones. I have a list of weird ones here, but I did find like that there were, like I said, weird iterations of like already like used utensils like
Right.
spoons and forks, which like you sometimes run into now where you have like the specific grapefruit spoon that has like the jagged
Yeah.
edges. You have like the smaller forks and the bigger forks. I saw one like spoon that was like really thin, which I'm like, what?
Whoa.
It almost seemed like it would be for medicine, you know? Like it didn't seem like it would be
Yeah.
for food.
I have to
Um,
say, I hate forks that have less than 4 tines.
Oh yeah, because there is the one that has the two. You know what I mean?
The 2 and 3. Someone I know has 3-pronged forks, and I hate them.
Like that's their only fork set.
Yeah,
Weird.
super weird.
That's unsettling. You know, how, like when
Yeah,
you
it's not
see,
right.
you know how when you look at a picture and you're like, this looks weird and I don't know why, but you flip it
Yes.
upside down and you realize that their eyes are upside down.
Yeah.
That's how I feel looking at a 3-pronged fork.
You're like, it's so similar to something I know, but it doesn't have that.
This is recognizable and I could use it if need be, but I also feel weird about it.
It doesn't pass the fork Turing test. Like, it doesn't exactly come across as a fork.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so list of weird utensils that I found.
Can't wait.
The first one is trongs, which is these little plastic things that you put on your fingertips so that you can eat ribs and like wings.
What? So it like protects your hand, or you can
Yeah.
peel the meat off?
No, it's to protect your fingies.
That's so dumb.
It's dumb because also the best part is like licking the saucies off of your fingies.
Yeah, it's all about being gross.
One really stupid one I found was Dine ink, which was like these pen caps that you'd put on a cap, and it was like the end, like the cap was like a spoon or a fork.
What's the point of that?
I give that one a big donkey boo.
What's that one for? So you can eat at your desk?
I guess so you can be sad at your desk, but also but also just like I wouldn't want to do that with my pen. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Then there's the cake breaker, which looks like a comb with like these thin wire like long pieces, and it was used to like cut thin slices of cake.
I can't picture that in my mind.
Think of like a hair pick with thin metal like prongs. But
and you like slide it through
the cake, yeah.
Weird.
But it was like thin pieces. I was like, I'm a big kid. I want a big boy piece.
Yeah.
Then there was the splayed, which became popular-ish in the 1940s in Australia, which was a spork, which we're all familiar with a knife edge, all in one.
Whoa! I kind of have one of those actually for camping.
I think I have something similar, but my question is how do you use it as a spoon then?
Yeah, or a knife. Like it's not good at anything it's doing.
No, because it'll be too round to use it as a fork.
Yeah.
Not sharp enough to be a knife, and too many holes to be a spoon.
It's bad at everything.
I also found the chork, which is chopsticks. That is like the chopsticks are attached at the end, and at the back end of it is a fork.
Oh, that seems helpful.
Which actually might be pretty helpful.
It's helpful for us dumb white people.
And then the last dumb one I found was popcorn fork, which looked like it was like this thing that had like 4 prongs, and you like they all like can go like this, and I think you like can pick it up or stab it. I don't know. I've never needed a utensil to eat popcorn before.
Yeah, who has problems eating popcorn? It's the easiest thing.
I do have a friend who eats like hot Cheetos with chopsticks.
Yeah. I've seen that on the internet, and I feel like people only do it because the internet told them it was funny.
That's true, but I know that I just said I like licking the saucies off of my fingies.
Yeah.
Sometimes the powder, have you ever gotten so much powder on your fingers that you have to like use your teeth to scrape it off?
Yeah, and you're like choking because it's a concentrated spice.
Yeah. Can I admit something?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, please.
The spicy Cheetos, the hot Cheetos, whatever they're called, they're too spicy for me. I can't have them.
Oh.
Is that sad?
Yeah, that is sad. You know those like I think it's like a Taco Bell branded snack. It's like a chili lime roll up. It's like a tortilla.
Oh, the
that's
Takis?
rolled. Yeah, but there's like specific, or maybe they're On the Border brand. I bought a bag of them because they sound really good, and they was too spicy for me. I couldn't eat them.
Have you ever had a Taki? It's like it's not only like super spicy, but it has so much citric acid that your mouth is just like peeling. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But like my nieces and nephews, admit something.
No, wait, you go first. Your nieces and nephews.
They love them, and I'm like, how do you do that? Also, like, how do you not like? How is the inside of your stomach not destroyed? You know?
They're masochists.
I guess.
The thing I have to admit is that one time I ate an entire bag, like a big bag of salt and vinegar potato chips, to the point where my like tongue was hurting, but I couldn't stop myself. And then a layer of skin peeled off my tongue.
Julia, that's so gross. Don't ever say things like that.
It was really gross, but also I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And it like had my tongue print on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think everyone has their own tongue print?
That's a good question. We should like go rob someplace and leave just our tongue prints and see
And
what
see what
happens.
happens. And like, no, we did it. We did it as a joke. Prank house. But do you have any questions about the history of utensils before I show you what I did?
No, I'm really interested in what you found. Oh, I guess my one question is, so there wasn't other like actual utensils that were in the running at any point. Like we didn't have a weird era where we were using like I can't even like think of what it would be, but like someone adopted a utensil for a few hundred years.
Yeah, I'm imagining like some kind of like weird steampunk thing that
Yeah.
like not that I could see. I think that like the spork had made a big thing. I think that people just kept changing the size of
Right.
the current utensils just to be like, this is a salad fork, which I'm going to admit is still bullshit to me. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
A salad isn't just a small fork.
I thought the salad fork was the big fork.
Oh, I thought it was the small one.
I'm probably wrong.
I don't know.
I'm just saying that's what I thought.
Oh. But it is cool that we kind of figured out like these 3, 4 if you include chopsticks shapes are the ones we need. We don't need
Yeah.
anything else.
I mean, think about the iced teaspoon. That's just a long spoon.
That's just a long spoon.
And we have
like,
people have marketed that and have made money off of that.
Yeah, or like a sugar spoon. That's just a small spoon.
That's just a small spoon. Or a
Or
baby
a ladle,
spoon.
big spoon.
Big spoon. A bowl, a bigger spoon.
Without the arm.
With no arm.
A plate, a flattened spoon.
Or a very, very dull knife.
Everything's a spoon or a knife.
Okay, so to get us in the mood, Julia, I want to approach this like Shark Tank. So
yes.
I want your Shark Tank name. What's your Shark Tank investor name?
Oh, it's gonna be Vanessa Moneyson.
Okay, Vanessa Moneyson. I just want to make sure there wasn't anything else.
That's it.
Okay, so I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna stare at you for a whole minute. Okay, that's over. Hello, sharks. Vanessa Moneyson specifically. How are you today? Have you ever been eating a sandwich and you didn't like the way that the bread felt on your fingers? Or have you been eating a burger and you have, every time that you want to go text your friend, you have to put the burger down and then wipe your hands, and then you have to text your friend, and then you have to pick the burger back up, and you're like, why am I doing this? Because I'm just gonna have to wipe my hands again.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time.
Well, look no further. I present to you the Sandwich Holder 3000. Ooh, yummy, yummy. Please don't drop my sandwich.
Was that the full product name?
That's the full product name. So as you see here, we have the ergonomically advanced handle here that is made of dark red pine cedar wood. And then we have the sandwich holder, patented technology, made of only the strongest metals, the best. It's huge, the best metal that you'll ever have ever. Yep. And what you do is you clip your sandwich into it and you hold it like this as you eat it. And you can set it down. Now, I would demonstrate for you, but let me show you what it did. This is only a prototype because I need to show you what it did to my sandwich when I tried to use it.
Okay. Okay, so why are you on Shark Tank if it doesn't work?
I need a little bit of more startup money so I can make it work correctly.
So for the sharks at home, what I'm seeing is, I know this isn't what it actually is made out of, but I'm seeing a very modest model of 2 sticks with binder clips attached at the top. Well, binder clip-like things that are attached with a clear substance that looks kind of like Scotch tape.
Yes, it actually is packing tape, and if you gave us the right amount of money, we would upgrade that tape to duct tape.
Oh, very futuristic of you. And then his sandwich looked like someone with a square set of teeth instead of rounded, like, you know, a human, chomped both sides.
I would say that these would be perfect for like a thin quesadilla.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? So, in all frankness, I did make this out of chopsticks and 2 binder clips. And in my head, I was like, this is going to work perfectly. Like nothing could go wrong. So I made it an hour ago. And because I had the idea in my head, like I said, I had the idea in my head this entire time. So I was like, there's no way that it could go wrong. But my mistake is that the clips are too strong and just took chunks out of the sandwich.
Yes.
And Nathan suggested that I take like wax paper and put it first. I'm gonna send you a picture of what happened. But you take wax paper and put it on the sandwich first, and then put the clips on so that it's all held together.
Oh.
But the clips are just so strong that it just like still took. I texted you a picture.
Oh, my phone's in the other room.
Oh, it just took chunks out of the sandwich. But
oh my god, the picture is so funny. Yeah, it's just too strong. You have too much power on your hands.
Yeah. So
but no sandwich on your hands.
No sandwich on my hands. You're very right. So if I did it differently, I would take like different clips. You know what I mean? Like that aren't as strong.
Yes, I think there's a lot to work with here because you would also need different size, like different strengths for different widths of sandwiches.
Yeah. I also have blueprints for the Sandwich Holder 3000. Ooh, yummy, yummy. Please don't drop my sandwich. Deluxe edition, which is 2 chopsticks on 1 clip. So that when you, and then you have like obviously 2 sticks on the other one too. So when you hold it, you can put it down and it stays up. So you don't have to hold it. You can just like lean over it. And I was thinking that'd be the perfect thing to do with like, tomato soup underneath and then the sandwich on top.
Yeah.
You could dip it and then you hold it up like you keep it up and then you can eat the sandwich while you eat your soup.
I love this idea. I do find that ever have it when you're eating a sandwich and it's like falling apart as you eat it? You need like a little holder to keep it all together.
Yes.
And I don't want to put a toothpick in there because then I'll bite the toothpick and it'll stab my mouth.
Yeah.
This is a great invention.
Thank you. Going off of that, have you ever like gotten a burger and you're like, I can't put down the burger or it falls apart, so I have to eat the entire burger right now?
Yes, that's the worst.
But it's also kind of like a fun challenge.
Yeah, but then also you're like eating so fast that you're like, I didn't enjoy this. It was just like damage control the whole time.
That's true. I do eat very fast.
Well.
But yeah, that's my invention.
I love it. I love that it came up immediately in your mind. Like, this is a problem you clearly have that your brain needed to solve immediately. I think you could sell this to Shark Tank if you had some early prototyping done. And I think that there are people out there that actually use it.
Oh, I forgot to tell you what I'm wanting. I need $7 to go buy as much duct tape as I can and some clips. And I'll give you 85% of the company.
I think, can we push that down to I'll give you $5 and you'll give me 95% of the company?
You drive a hard bargain. Yes.
All right, deal. Now I'm like just thinking about all the ways that sandwiches have failed me in the past.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a grilled cheese sandwich, but then you put something like pickles inside and then it doesn't even stay together anymore?
Yeah, or like every time there's a tomato on the sandwich, it slips out the back within the first bite or two.
But I love tomato on sandwiches, you know? It's so annoying.
Yeah. So we need this invention.
Yeah. Oh my God. Everyone petitioned for this invention.
Let's go start a Kickstarter for it.
We should. Wait, can we please make an earnest Kickstarter video where it's just this? Like it's exactly.
Yes.
Is it wrong to do prank Kickstarter?
Yeah, because what if people give us money?
I mean, that's on them though. Like
when
when
you never being done.
Have you done it to a Kickstarter before?
Yeah, I think so.
When have they ever been like, and we promise that this will get done and you'll be able to buy
Never.
One? Never.
Yeah. That's the whole point of Kickstarter.
I full on think that I can make sticks on binder clips for the masses if they give me the money to do it.
I honestly, like, in all earnestness, think you could sell that idea.
I do too. I mean, if the sploid and the Dine ink have been manufactured to be bought,
Yeah.
then I think that I can sell the sandwich holder 3,000. Ooh, yummy. Please don't drop my sandwich.
This is in the realm of those utensils or like kitchen products that you didn't know you needed that serve a very specific purpose, like that brownie pan that's all edges.
Mm-hmm. Or
like
those,
that's something people use.
the corn on the cob holders that are shaped like
Yeah.
corn.
Yeah. We have
Or an
ones
egg
that
cutter.
are shaped. Yeah, an egg cutter. We have the corn on the cob things that look like wiener dogs, so like the heads in the front and the butts in the back.
Do you ever do two butts so it looks like it's two wiener dogs that are eating one piece of corn and they're gonna meet in the middle?
To be honest, I've never used that because we don't eat corn on the cob that often.
What? Actually, I can't remember the last time I had corn on the cob.
Yeah, it's not something I'm buying.
But also, you have utensils when you need it. You know what I mean? Like, there's just stuff out there that are just so specific.
Yes, and you're about to be part of that slurry of people.
Yeah. I might have to come up with a name.
Yeah. No, I like the name. It's catchy and it doesn't take too long to say and you could easily remember it.
Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue.
Yeah. You look at it and you're like, that's definitely what it is.
Yeah.
All right, what's your rating system?
My rating system is out of 10 trongs. 10 pairs of trongs, because I think that they come in pairs. So out of 10 pairs of trongs, I think that I give myself like an 8 out of 10.
Nice.
Because I was innovative, I was forward thinking, I tried my damnedest. And I can't say that about a lot of these make me's that I
yeah.
that I've even tried my hardest. And I think I did. I think that I put more accuracy into this than I ever did Rube Goldberg.
Yeah.
You know?
I love it.
So
and you actually did like trial runs. You did different versions.
I did do different versions, and I have versions for the future.
Yes. Love it.
Okay, well, should we take a quick break?
Yes, please.
Beep boop beep bop. All right, see you soon. Hey y'all, you need to check out this handmade earring designer Hammy makes, aka my friend Hannah. Hannah makes polymer clay earrings that are amazing. She makes such fun shapes and colors. I'm honestly thinking about re-piercing my own ears just to get a pair. Check out her work on her Instagram @HammyMakes or visit her Etsy shop where you can get your own. You can find a link in the show notes. Bye!
And we're back. How was your little break?
It was good. I got myself a little bubbly lime flavor.
Ooh, so cute. So I'm just gonna jump right into it.
Yeah, tell me all about your Make Me.
All right. So as you know, as the listeners know, I was told to make slime this week. Before I say anything about it, what you know about slime?
I love slime. I've never made my own, but I've watched many YouTube videos about slime. I love the little videos where they put their fingers in it and it goes. And I love watching people mix things into slime. And I know that there's a bunch of different kinds of slime. And I know that it has to do with like glue and water and contact solution and sometimes borax.
Yes.
And I'll shut up now because
it's just like a funny list of things to hear.
And I made slime one time at Cub Scout camp when I was like 7.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
I feel like people don't know that we've been making this for years. Like it just seems like a new thing.
Yeah, I think we made it in like elementary schools and stuff.
Yeah. So in my research, I found out that slime has its own Wikipedia page, which originally I thought that was because of like its new resurgence and it was going to talk about like how slime is like a cultural fad right now, but that's not even it. Apparently in the 70s, like 1976, Mattel made a product called slime, which was, it's the same thing. It's just like that silly putty, like stuff. It's the same stuff, but it was sold in like what looked like a little plastic trash can, and it was supposed to just be like yucky, like radioactive almost, like goop. And you know, you like put your hand in it, it makes
And
the
it
fart
farts.
noise.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they sold it as a non-toxic, viscous, squishy, and oozy neon material.
Ooh.
Sounds great.
Mommy, Daddy, I want that.
And it was such a hit that there was spin-offs of it. So there was like an ectoplasm one, which is a different toy brand made a Ghostbusters theme one, which was ectoplasm. And then there was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ones, because those are two things that have green gooey slime in them.
They like made the same exact thing and then just like marketed it differently.
Yeah, exactly. And it was such a hit that in the 70s there was a slime board game that you like, the whole point was that you didn't want to be slimed by this like gross slime monster.
Oh, weird.
Yes, very weird. So it's been like a thing for a long time. The kids nowadays did not create it. They didn't invent it. But they have like taken control of it.
Remember Nickelodeon slime?
Yeah. But that was like, that's not the same. Like,
No, that was way more viscous.
no, it was less it was like
Oh,
you
that's what I
could
meant.
dump
Yeah,
it
yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
someone.
yeah. It was more liquidy.
Thinner, yeah.
Thinner.
I've also seen that people call it flubber, which is just wrong, because flubber is a little humanoid goo ball.
Flubber is a
that causes
proper
harm.
noun.
Yeah, exactly.
And flabber is my father.
No, I hate him. So I think that like it's just having a resurgence now. And I think it's because it has like 3 key buzzwords tied into it, which are DIY, stress reducing, and ASMR.
Oh yeah, that's what anyone's looking for these days.
That's like what the Instagram Explore page is made for.
Yeah.
And so I've been seeing a lot everywhere. It's like I personally don't understand the obsession with it. Like, it is just goopy stuff that we've had forever. But I like knowing that it's an ASMR thing, it makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I have spent like weird, like I probably spent a few hours on the Instagram Explore page looking at slime when I like the whole time I'm like, I don't understand why I'm watching this. It's so dumb. And then I just like keep watching it because I think it's dumb. But then clearly there's something beyond that.
That reminds me of, I was listening to a podcast and they were complaining about people who claim to hate watch things.
Yes.
Because like, you're not hate watching it. You're watching it and you're afraid to admit that you like something that people are like think is weird or don't like.
Right. Or like maybe you're not enjoying it completely, but there is an aspect you are enjoying.
Right. Like, just lean in. Like, be fine.
Right. Right. Plus people watch like all those shitty horror movies for fun, even though they're bad. And they're like,
right.
I know it's not like an Oscar worthy movie, but I like it.
Or like romance novels, like smut.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you're not just reading about that to talk to your friends about it.
Right, exactly.
So my like lived experience with slime is that I was trying to think about like if I ever made it before, and I don't think I have, but I've made like Play-Doh before, and there's other like goopy things that I feel like we've made in our childhoods.
Yeah.
Like my mom used to run a daycare in our house, so we would make Play-Doh all the time, and I can like smell how it smelled.
Yeah.
And it was like salty, like you could eat it.
I remember tasting Play-Doh.
Yes.
What's in Play-Doh? It's like baking soda.
Sure. And like flour. It's basically dough that is like a little stretchy.
Yeah. And
we used to have this. Yes, we used to have this thing that it was like a McDonald's Play-Doh set. So you could like mold the Play-Doh into like a burger, or you could press it through this thing that made it come out like French fries.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
Those are always the funnest. I just Googled how to make Play-Doh, and the first thing comes up is how do you make Play-Doh without cream of tartar? So cream of tartar is in it.
Yes, definitely. Also, back when I like attempted to do stand-up a few times, one of my jokes was that I was like, why is no one paying attention to all the kids doing slime on Instagram? Like, I feel like they're inventing a new kink that like no one knows about yet, or like they're just like openly inventing this new like subculture. Because I do feel like that's how subcultures start, is like some people take it on just as like a hobby, and then other people take it like to the way extreme.
Yeah, and it probably started as like a side thing, and then it becomes
Yes.
like someone's life.
Yes. Plus, that ties into my earlier expressed problem with ASMR, is that I thought it was sexual, but that was debunked by you and your beautiful performance.
Thank you so much.
Also, a funny story I have about slime is that my boss at one point, my previous boss, told me, he was like, have you heard about slime? It's like the whole craze. My kids are loving it now. Like, and then he told me all about slime, and I was like, yeah, I live in the world. I know that people are doing this. And he was like, well, my son and my daughter, they'll make slime at home. So they'll have a clear one, they'll have a glitter one, they'll have a green one, they'll have a fluffy one, and then they'll put them in Ziploc bags and they'll sell them at school for like $5 a bag.
People are selling that shit. It's weird. That part's weird to me. Like, just make it yourself.
Yeah, make it yourself. Also, like, I was trying to tell him, like, your kids are getting really good experience as drug dealers, because he was talking about how they're like, they'll raise the prices when demand is up and like lower it so they get more people in. And I was like, your kids are entrepreneurs that will be drug dealers.
I'm wondering what the legality of like selling. I know it's not a food product, but it's a food adjacent. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I feel like you could put things in it that could be dangerous.
Yeah. Also, I just feel like selling things at school isn't allowed.
That's like never gone right. You know what I mean?
Right. Yes. I saw some story online that was like, this kid bought a panini press and he was really good at making paninis, and he would like bring it to class and make paninis for his friends. And then the school told him he couldn't do that anymore. So he started doing like quick doodles, and he would sell the doodle for $10 or whatever. And then it came with a complimentary panini.
Wait, I've heard of like smoke shops doing things like that in places where like the drug was legal but selling it wasn't legal, or like you couldn't sell it like without being like licensed to sell it. So these smoke shops would then like, you'd get something small and then you get like a complimentary like nugget or however much you wanted to get.
Right, like you would buy a bong and it would be like $60 more than the bong cost because they give you the price of the weed.
Or exactly. Or you get like a small little like filter or something for your whatever, and then that would be $40 and you just buy the weed. That's so funny.
How are people buying bongs anymore? I feel like no one smokes out of a bong.
You know what's something funny is I was just thinking about how I want a bong. I smoked out of a bong recently, but I was like, I want a bong.
I feel like they're just fun to have. I feel like it's a very college thing to have.
Yeah, I remember in college we used to smoke out of a bong like every day. Like,
yeah, it doesn't make sense.
And I still pass.
And
I have a successful podcast.
All right. So, speaking of successful podcast, my time with slime was a real hoot.
Can you write a book called My Time with Slime?
My time with slime, parentheses, was a real hoot. So, the way to make slime at home is very simple. It's like stupidly simple. You get glue, Elmer's glue.
Mm-hmm.
You get contact solution, and you get baking soda. And that's really it. If you want to add color, you can add color. If you want to add other stuff in it, add other stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
It's so simple. Oh, and the other one, I made two types. I made like just the basic kind with glue, baking soda, and contact solution. And I made one with glue, baking soda, contact solution. Actually, no baking soda. Glue, contact solution, and shaving cream, which probably has baking soda in it.
Uh-huh.
And then basically just mix all that shit together and it turns into slime. It makes no sense. It's weird that you can just like squirt contact solution onto glue and it turns into like a blob.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
I'm watching your time lapse now of you doing it. It looks really messy.
Okay. So yes. I decided I was going to make two different types because I wanted to get the whole experience. So I made one that was standard. Like I was saying, it's just like regular slime. And while you're reading all the instructions for it, it's like, be really careful with the contact solution because once that hits the glue, that's when it starts to tighten up.
Uh-huh.
And so I put way too much in by accident because I didn't listen to them. So I have slime. I have this green slime and like it doesn't move. It's like completely stuck in here. Yeah. And like if it's in this little like circular Ziploc and I can just take it out like as a whole puck.
Oh no. That's so funny. Wait, does it smell? What does it smell like?
It smells bad. It smells like glue. It smells like not pleasant. You
Yeah.
know? Oh, and there was like a bunch of things saying you could add essential oils to it, but I just was like, that's too much.
Yeah.
I can't go fully into the slime world. But it was fun making it. This one, like I said, I used too much of that contact solution, so it seized up. So like you can still play with it, but mostly it like rips in half.
Yeah.
But it reminds me of the kind that you would get in the little trash can thing, because if you press it, it farts and it's not as like sticky.
Yeah.
But then the other one I made was really successful, is this purple kind
Oh, cute.
that is like really goopy and it'll like slide around in this Ziploc. And this one has shaving cream in it, which I'll put on the Instagram, like my time lapse of making it. But same thing, you have to like you have to put a little bit of shaving cream in and then mix it, and then a little more and mix it until you get the right consistency. But because of that, it's like all over your hands, because the middle stages before you get to the stage that you want, it's just like sticking all over to everything.
Yeah.
But then at the end, you can like kind of ball it up and like throw it on the counter and stuff.
Yeah.
But I had a really fun time doing it.
That's good.
Like, I was like, this is going to be fun because it's hands-on and like easy and like just goofy.
Yeah.
But I know people that have like, they don't like things on their hands. Like they don't like to make dough or like anything that gets like their hands yucky, they don't like. And I was getting to a point where I was like, this won't come off my hands. And I feel like I'm going to die with slime on my hands. Like it's so sticky. So I can see how that would be something that some people wouldn't want. Like it might keep people from making it.
Wear gloves.
Yeah, but I feel like the gloves would stick to the gloves and then like rip the gloves off your hand.
That makes sense. This might be a leading question, but do you think that the appeal to making the slime is making the slime, or do you think that there's like value in pre-made slime?
That's a great question. I've actually thought of this before, because our friend Sam Green loves slime and she'll make slime and then she'll like play with it all the time. And I made this slime and now I played with it like while I was making the videos for you and like maybe one other time after, but nothing about it makes me want to touch it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like there's no part of me that's like, oh, I should go play with this slime.
Yeah.
Even as like a stress reducer, because like I said, like it doesn't smell very good. It like sticks on your hands. And I try to do all the weird farting noises that I see on ASMR videos where you like swirl it up and squish it, and it like wasn't working as well for me. So I was like, fuck this, I suck at this, I'm not an influencer.
It probably has something to do with like the consistency then.
Yeah. I agree. But I think for me, the fun is making it. It is cool. Like you think you just have a blob of glue and then all of a sudden it turns into a solid, which is cool.
Yeah.
But I think for the kids out there, it is like they just like to squish it. And it's like fun.
It's like a tactile thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like those fidget cubes, I think.
Yeah. Remember fidget spinners?
Yeah, wow, those were fun.
R.I.P. those. My friend Megan and I, Megan and I one time like unironically got really into fidget spinners and like bought a bunch of them.
Wait, I remember this because I came to visit you at that time, and there's a video of us bowling. And there's like all these weird Snapchats of you with like one on your forehead, like one on my arm, one on someone's nose.
Forgot we went bowling. That was fun.
I think it is like that though. I think it is just one of those like tactile fad things that's probably going to fade away and another thing's going to fall in its place.
No, for real. I just also like just going back to the whole like the making it being the fun part, like it's almost like Mentos and Coke or like vinegar and baking soda, like making a volcano. Like that's for me, that's like where the fun would be, is like miniature science experiments.
Yes, totally. And I remember making Play-Doh with my mom, and like the whole fun is that you start from nothing. You start from like kitchen supplies, and then you end up with this thing that you can play with, and then you don't just like keep that in a container and keep playing with
Right. I'm sure we sound so ignorant for like the slime community. Sam Green's gonna hear this and be like, "You ignorant
it.
pieces of shit."
Well, it's because I do think obviously it's more of a kid thing, like a younger person thing.
Yeah.
And I think, except for you see those videos that are like women with like crazy acrylic nails doing it, and that's just an ASMR thing. That's not even just a slime thing.
So my theory is that like they're just getting money. You know, like
Yeah,
they found like a niche to fill, and I think that they got good at it. And
yeah,
I think that they probably just like do it all day, and like that's how
yeah,
they make money.
yeah. I agree. I think that's why I think it's a sex thing, because I think it's literally just seeing someone like squish their hands into it is very sexual.
Interesting. Have you talked to a
And
therapist
also
about
like,
this?
no, I probably should.
Because we
But I
talked
do
about
think,
before that things that make you uncomfortable are lead you to believe that it's about sex.
yeah. But I don't feel uncomfortable about it. I just like, I don't know. Um, what I was going to say is, oh, the value of buying, I don't think there's any value in buying it from a person that's just making it at their house, because you can do all that at home.
Yeah.
Like, I know there's people are doing them with like, you can add borax to them and you can add all these other things that make them a different consistency or like make them last longer or something.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I perceive people using slime is that they just like use it until it's yucky and like dirty, and then they throw it out and they get a new one.
Yeah.
And you can't really clean it. So
Right.
I think it's all about just like the novelty of it, which is cool. But in that case, like, isn't there an added reward to making it yourself? Like, if you make a really cool glitter one at home.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's why I'm like confused about like why would you buy it, you know?
Right. I mean, I literally made this for both of these, and I have leftover material for like $5.
Yeah. And you get a
So
bunch
I
of
would
it.
say, yeah, I would say make it at home, make them in small batches, and like do fun things with them. Like, I did different colors because I didn't have mix-ins. I couldn't find glitter anywhere.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it's like a fun activity. I was like you were saying about like the Coke and Mentos thing. I was also thinking it's very similar to basically like any handiwork you do. Like if you make things out of wood or like you're a cook or whatever, it's like the satisfaction of starting from nothing and ending with something is just like innately satisfying.
Yeah.
And you can be like, I made this thing and it's cool, or it tastes good, or it's usable, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Look at this thing I did that I
Yeah.
made. I agree.
That just seems like a staple of being a human being is like you want to produce things.
Thanks, capitalism.
Thanks, capitalism.
Do you have what's your ranking or your rating?
Wait, don't I use your ranking?
Yeah, but I mean, what is your rating? Like
But
out of
what's the
oh, sorry,
number? I mean the thing.
out of 10 pairs of trongs.
10 pairs of trongs. I'm gonna give it a 7. I think I was like really hoping that I would do this and then I would understand the slime community, and I don't feel like I do.
Uh-huh.
But it was interesting to do it, and I was like, oh, this is like it's fun to do.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like a dumb thing that I had to do. It was like, this was fun. And especially if I had kids or like if I was a babysitter or something, I would do this all the time.
Yeah, maybe that's why kids love it, because like they have a good memory of them doing it with like
Yeah.
a parent or something.
Yeah, definitely. And plus, like, it's fun to get your hands dirty and be weird and young. So,
Yeah. Cool.
So 7, just because I didn't get the satisfaction I wanted.
Yeah, but you did a good job, so I can see why you gave yourself a 7.
Thanks. That's all I got for slime.
Should we go on to next week's Make Me's?
Yes.
Okay, you go first, or I'll go first.
Okay.
So next week, Julia, I want you to DIY a beauty product of your choice.
Oh, like one that already exists, right?
Yeah, but like you know how like sorry. You know how like people make their own lip scrubs or they make their own like hair mask, like that, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I would love to do this. My make me for you is to do the forced perspective photography that you see all over Instagram.
Wait, is that when like you put like something in like a little tube and then okay.
Like, okay, everyone's seen them. My example would be like it looks like someone's like throwing dice, and then like they're in the background and the dice are up really close and they're like splashing in a puddle or whatever, but it's really like dice hanging from like an invisible wire.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll send you some. I save some links for you that I'll send.
Okay, perfect. Do you have a maker listener?
I got a making her list me.
Julia, what's your making her list me for the audience for today?
My making her list me is I want you to watch both Little Nicky and Hubie Halloween and let us know which is a better Adam Sandler Halloween watch.
That's a good one.
Because I've been hearing a lot about Hubie Halloween. I personally like Little Nicky. I just want to know, if I had one Adam Sandler movie to watch this season, which one is it?
Love it. All right, everybody. Till next time.
I love you. Bye-bye.
Hey, guys. It's Jordan and Julia. Thanks for listening to this episode. We hope you enjoyed it.
For content related to this episode, follow us at MakeMePod on Instagram. And you can hear episodes each week on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. If you find us anywhere else, please let us know.
You can also send us your questions, comments, make me suggestions, pictures of your dog, or requests for unlicensed medical advice to makemepod@gmail.com.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, rate, etc., etc. That's how we get discovered.
Please, we need to be clicked.
But for real, leave a comment so we know you love us.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.